Hello everyone, I am back with another video, and today I will be taking a look at the Transformers War for Cybertron Earthrise Voyager class Snapdragon. As you all know how this goes, let's take a quick look at the packaging. As you can see, his name is Snapdragon. Here's an image of Snapdragon. Now, he is one of the Decepticon Horicons that debuted in Season 4 of the G1 cartoon, the other Horicon being Eight-Face. Now, the Horicons are a duo instead of a team, so, yeah. Classic Earthrise artwork. Up here shows the Decepticon symbol in Galvatron. Back, product shots of his robot mode, his jet mode, and his dragon mode. Now, I say dragon because, well, his name's Snapdragon. What do you expect? That's basically it for the packaging. Let's take our decoder and decode what the map piece says. The map piece says Biosphera. So, there you have that. Moving right along to Snapdragon himself. As you can see, I have him in his beast mode, which looks like a dinosaur, but in reality, it's really a dragon. Now, if you can't see, the bottom half of his head is made up of his headmaster Krunk, and as you can see, I have the back of his tail folded up like so, because I think it actually, articulation-wise, seeing as the bottom of his head is made of his headmaster, the jaw is articulated, the head can look all the way up due to the hinge it's on, and because the jaw is made up of Krunk's legs, it's quite movable and posable. You can have his mouth closed, you can have it open. I prefer to have it open so it looks like he's ready to pounce and snap. The arms are on individual hinges, though only the elbows on a ball joint, and the hands, well, they're not really movable. But due to the ball joint, it can rotate the full 360. The legs are his robot mode arms, so they can rotate the full 360, bend at the knee, which would be his elbow in robot mode. Nothing at the feet, as it's all one piece, and the tail, it's movable individually at this section. So yeah, there's that. Now for some size comparisons, here he is with Optimus Prime. So you can see how the Horicon stands up to Optimus Prime. Here he is with Starscream. So you can see how that works out. And here he is with Siege Hound, just for the sake of another size comparison. And he actually looks like he could take on an Autobot his size. So, there you have that. Now for some vehicle mode size comparisons. here he is with Hound and Starscream. And let's see if I can get in the size comparison with Prime. So you can see how that works out in terms of alternate modes. So there you have that. Sorry about that, give me a second. Now, I will go into his transformation into his jet mode, and then jet mode into robot mode, and then I will do some editing in the video showing his beast mode to robot mode conversion. So to start off into jet mode, remove his blasters, like so. Then take what will become his robot mode hands, fold that in like so, fold out his jet mode wings, like so, rotate them like that. Now, what you want to do is fold out the landing gear. He does have only just this one wheel for landing gear. Then what you want to do is take the beast mode arms. First you want to disengage that, tab this into his place on robot mode, then fold in the arms like so, take Krunk, move him like so, fold in the head, then take his panel here, open it up, fold in the head, close that back like so, then make sure everything is lined up and tabbed in like this. Now these slots here will tab in here like so. And last but not least, position Krunk in a seating position. Now what I like to do is take the guns and pry open the cockpit section of the jet mode. Take Krunk and put him in the cockpit like so, close up cockpit. Then the last thing you want to do is put his guns, his blasters, under his wings. Now this is how the instructions do them. And yeah, here we have Snapdragon in his jet mode. Now, for those of you who do not know what his jet mode is, Snapdragon's jet mode is that of a SR-71 Blackbird spy plane. And now, look up the spy plane that I mentioned, and you can see the similarities and resemblance between this and the real-life vehicle. And he only has just the one landing gear, and these, which is where his blasters were in beast mode, these can act as him hovering in the sky or above ground. So there you have that. Now, seeing as there's ports on Snapdragon everywhere, you can you can do more than put them under the posts on his wings. You can put them under here, though I really don't like that. You can put them on his robot mode hands, like so. So you can have something like this going on, and the blasters aren't open. Well, you can't see the blasters sticking out of the wings, so that looks rather clean. You can put them on these open holes on here. Now, these open holes are part of his shoulder, so you can have something like this going on. This makes an interesting look for him. You can put the guns, his blasters, on here, so you can have something like this. Now, one thing I do like that I think is kind of cool is put the guns right there. So there you have that. Now for comparison, here he is with Starscream. So you can see how his alt mode of an F-15 compares to his alt mode of an SR-71 Blackbird Spy. Here he is with Hound. Here he is with Optimus Prime. Now removing the trailer, as you can see, Snapdragon towers over him, but is roughly the same size as the trailer. Well, a bit longer than the trailer. So there you have that. Moving on to transformation from jet mode to robot mode. Of course, remove his blasters. Of course, remove his blasters, set them off to the side. Take what will become his robot mode arms, fold them out like so. Now, of course, I just folded in the landing gear. Then come under here, rotate, fold in the wing, rotate the arm like so. Do the same for the other side. Fold in the wing, rotate the arm, then untab all of this, then split what will become his robot mode legs. Of course, Krunk will fall out. Then just transform Krunk into his head mode. Then take all of this, untab that, then make sure everything is lined up nice and secure like so. Then take the legs, rotate them like so, then take the front of the jet mode and fold it onto the back of his legs. Then fold the feet flat like so. Do the same for the other side. Up. Then activate the Headmaster gimmick by just snapping Krunk onto Snapdragon's body to make Snapdragon whole. Then of course you can take his blasters, plug them into his hands, and here we have Snapdragon in his robot mode. And for those of you who do not know, Snapdragon has not had a good figure in forever. Like, after his G1 figure from 1987 came out, Snapdragon has been mostly absent from toy lines until 33 years later, Earthrise brings him into the main line, which is good for collectors who want the Horicons and the Decepticon headmasters in general. And he has a good looking Snapdragon. Let's take a quick look at the head sculpt with the two eyes that look like visors and the mouth plate and the small white nose piercing through the eyes. Let's take a look at the two Decepticon symbols on his pecs. Let's take a look at the legs and arms. Now the wings do fold up under the arms, so they're kind of out of the way. So there you have that. Now, seeing as he has multiple ports on him, he has the port on his back that can only store one of the weapons, ports on the forearms, so you can have something like that, ports on the shoulders. Of course, the ports here are meant for his beast mode, and the ports on his feet, which were seen in his jet mode. Now, one thing I like to do, which kind of acts as storage, is utilize the ports on his legs to store his guns, like so they're out of the way. And that kind of works for storage. So, yeah, there you have that. Articulation wise, head is on a ball joint. You can do the full 360. A bit of wiggle. You can look down, you can look up. The arms, they can go all the way out. And can we just appreciate how they sculpted in the inside of his arms, so it's not like a big gap. Do the full 360. Now, due to the transformation, bicep swivel, of course elbow bend, nothing at the wrist, which is, now he doesn't have wrist swivels, which sucks, but he does have full 360 waist swivel. Legs can kick forward that far, back that far. He can do the full splits. Thigh rotation, full 360. Bend at the knee. Crap. Now, due to the transformation, his feet can move forward like that. And of course, you have the traditional ankle rocker joint. So, so that covers the articulation. Alright, so here is the beast to robot mode transformation for Snapdragon. This is where the video editing is gonna come in. So what you want to do is fold in the beast mode feet into his hands. Now, his transformation from robot mode to beast mode and then vice versa is similar to that of G1 Grimlock. Well, all of Grimlock, because every incarnation of Grimlock has the transformation where the legs become the tail, his arms become the beast mode legs, and that's pretty much it. So there you have that. Rotate here at the swivel, like so. Then split the legs, untab this like so. Then take Crunk from, then what you want to do is just snap Crunk off, then take the top of his head. Ah, crap. I cannot, for the life of me, I cannot lose the head of him. Fold in the beast mode arms, fold out that panel, hide the head in like so, then take this chest, then what you want to do is make sure everything is lined up nice and secure like this. Fold out his arms like so. Make sure to hide the beast mode arms like so. Make sure everything is locked into place, then rotate the legs like so. Tab all of this into place. Do the same for the other side. And now, last but not least, take Crunk and snap him into place as his head. And there you have the transformation. There you have Snapdragon's transformation from beast mode to robot mode. And I've already covered everything except for size comparison. So, size comparison, here is Snapdragon with Prime, with Starscream, and just because, here he is with Siege Hound. Sadly, I don't know. Sadly, I've mentioned this before. I don't have the Siege Ape face, meaning I don't have the Horicons completed. I only have one half, and that half being Snapdragon. But yeah, as you can see, Snapdragon appears to be almost the same size as Optimus. He appears to be a smidge taller than Starscream, if not the same height. As you can see, they're roughly the same height and size. As you can see, seeing as Prime is a Voyager, a tall one at that, Snapdragon is a head shorter than Prime, so set him off to the side. And of course he's gonna be taller than a deluxe figure. So that just about does it for Snapdragon. Overall, this is probably the best Snapdragon figure we've ever gotten ever since his original G1 toy. Sadly, he's become a shelf warmer in the States. I don't know how he's doing in other countries, overseas. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed my review of the Transformers Generations, War for Cybertron, Earthrise, Voyager class, Snapdragon. I thank all of you for tuning in, and I will see you next time.